Welcome. It's your girl Riley. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Riley Reviews. And if you're a returning subscriber, special welcome back. Based on the thumbnail, you already know who we're getting into. But before we actually get into the topics, do me a solid by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It's free, costs you nothing, and doesn't hurt you in any way to show love and support. Now, I'm not trying to force nobody, but I just got to put it out there if I expect my channel to grow. And that's just me being real. Now, let's go ahead and get into our first topic. So our first topic is Latto, so let's go ahead and start off with Big Mama. Her album Sugar Honey Iced Tea is officially out, and I want to share my initial thoughts on the album. Now, there were a few songs that stood out to me, Copper Cove being one of them, Look What You Did featuring Mariah the Scientist, Blixum, and H&M. Out of those four, Look What You Did was my fave, mainly because of Mariah, and her tone of voice just does it for me. And the beat to Blick Something, I was playing that in the car and that shit bangs, so that's something that I possibly may go back to. I would add Squeeze featuring Megan Thee Stallion because it was cute too, but it was just too poppy for me. So I don't see myself going back to that. There were also collaborations I could have done without, like the one with Coco Jones. Love Coco Down, but I could have went without that collab. The one with Sierra, I get it because Sierra is an ATL gem, but for me, it just, that song had a lot going on and I feel like it could have been mixed better. I actually would prefer Sierra to be on Squeeze with Megan Thee Stallion because I feel like that record would suit Sierra better, but I get why she did it. The album had elements of down south sounds as well. Songs like There She Go, which is a sample from Mike Jones back then, and Brokey was another one of those records as well. I wish she would have had Gucci on that record because I feel like I could hear Gucci on that, but you know, that's just me being nitpicky. One thing I did notice about this project is that a lot of the songs were melodic. There were songs that she was rapping on, but it seems like it was more singing than rapping on this album. And I also couldn't help but to notice the Drake influence. Big Mama was very Drake-like, especially with the beat switch, and a lot of the other songs were Drake-coded for sure. Georgia Peach was one of them, Copper Cove, Settle Down, and I may be wrong, but that's what I got from it. I even peeped a little Doja Cat influence as well on the song Liquor, but that's a side note. But I'm honestly not surprised about the Drake influence. It was revealed this week that they already collaborated on a song. Drake has also been rumored to be dating Latto's sister Brooklyn. Drake and Latto, alleged boyfriend 21, already have a relationship, so is it really shocking? No. Now, as far as T and Mess, you know, there were subs, which I believe may have been towards Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj on songs called Shout Out to Me and Settle Down. But that really comes to no surprise. We all seen it coming. She also did share details of her and 21 Savage alleged relationship on the song Prized Possessions as well, where she spoke on going through text messages, jealousy, and lack of progression in the relationship. She actually mentioned him a lot of times on the album, just subliminally. But girl, you not slick. Overall, the album was pretty decent and honestly a better listen than Ice Spice and Megan Thee Stallion's album if I was to compare bodies of work. And if I have to rate it 1 through 10, I would give this project a 6.5 or like a solid 7. But those are just my thoughts. I would love to hear how you guys feel about the album, and if you would have to rate it, what would your number be? Moving on to our next topic, which is Chloe Bailey. I honestly forgot that Chloe had an album coming out until I came home, scrolling on social media, looking for something to watch when I left the Future and Metro Boomin concert, tipsy and mad because the set only lasted 2 hours. But you know what? I digress. Anyway, back to Chloe. The reason why I said I forgot about the album was because the album announcement was literally a week ago. It had no promotion, no single, or even a proper rollout. A lot of artists need that formula to build up anticipation leading up into their album release. Even people online were calling Chloe out for not doing that because the announcement was so random. I do have to admit that I was scared at first for her doing a surprise drop like that because she's no big artist that can drop at random and it do well like it would for a Drake, Beyonce, or even a Rihanna. But although the announcement was at random, Chloe ate that. Okay, Chloē was not singing, she was singing, and had a visual for almost every song on the album. So just going down the list of my favorites so far, I would have to say Might As Well featuring Ty Dolla $ign, Temporarily Single, Rose, Same Lingerie, ooh, that girl, Never Let You Go featuring YG and Marley, Want Me with Halle. I'm just going to leave it there. Now, I never doubted Chloe's singing capabilities because she's talented. It was more like the musical direction she was going for, but this direction she's heading in is really doing it for me. And most importantly, I can hear the growth in the music. Now, there were songs that I could skip, but it was very few, and that's just my honest opinion. I'm not gassing it. I'm honestly upset because after listening to the album, it definitely deserved a proper rollout. But even if it doesn't perform well, just know that it did numbers in my household because it's going to be in my rotation. I'm glad to see Chloe continuing to push despite the hate and the criticism she receives on the internet. And I look forward to seeing more from her. And if you listen to Chloe's album, tell me how you feel about it down below.
Bitch, I got left off for bad emoji. Bitch, the queen ain't called me. You get what I'm saying?
Lastly, I want to get into YungMiami speaking on the ending of The City Girls, her current relationship with JT, Diddy, and the allegations being made against him. Now, on the new episode of Caresha Please, her best friend Saucy Santana gave Caresha the smoke by asking her questions people all wanted to know. It first started off sad because when Saucy asked her how she was doing mentally, she started crying. And then he asked her how she was doing with her career, family, life, and she admitted that she was all over the place. You can obviously tell emotionally that she's still going through something, and I slick felt bad for her, but a part of me doesn't, and I'll share my reasons as to why later on. Just to sum it up, when asking about Diddy and his abuse allegations, she explained that she couldn't speak on the allegations because she wasn't around at that time. She can't speak on things that she doesn't know, and that wasn't her overall experience with Diddy, which is a valid response, but I find it hard to believe that Caresha was completely blind to what Diddy was capable of, because when she was going back and forth with another one of his many possessions, Gina, she claimed that she could get Diddy to have her on her knees. Given the information that we already know and that Cassie revealed in the court documents and everything else that came out about Diddy, makes me believe that he would have Gina and possibly YungMiami doing the same thing. She did reveal that she's no longer dating Diddy, which is good to know, but if shit didn't hit the fan, I believe that she would still be dating him. It's just no longer beneficial. But moving on, she also revealed why the City Girls are no longer in a group. The reasons being what she had listed was saying that they were no longer connecting, the group wasn't making any money, and that they lived long distance away from each other, which made it hard to record. Now, what stood out to me was when she said JT was working on solo music and she wasn't aware, and when she gave her reasoning to why she didn't come to JT's defense when she was going back and forth with Cardi B. Caresha's reason to not defending JT was because she felt like that situation had nothing to do with her because she was not a part of Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl remix, which JT was. And that really didn't even start the argument with the back and forth with Cardi B. It really started when a fan felt JT was being shady by congratulating Glorilla and not mentioning Cardi B, and then Cardi B responded. The reason was a sorry ass excuse to me because she slick already admitted to feeling away when JT was working on solo music and she didn't know about it. So girl, spare me. You was already feeling away and you wanted JT to stand alone because that's how you felt when you found out she was working on solo music, which is ironic because at the same time it seemed like YungMiami was pursuing things solo, even suggested JT that she should have her own thing going on. But now that Caresha is experiencing a low point and a slow moment in her career and JT is on the up and up, she always felt like she can always fall back on the City Girls, but being that JT is going solo, that's not the case. And she honestly played herself in that situation with Cardi because Cardi mentioned that she gave Y'all, emphasis on Y'all, one of your highest charting hit. So yeah. Now, Caresha said a lot, but also said a whole lot of nothing in this interview. Yes, she addressed the Diddy situation, but she chose to play it safe by keeping her answers general. I'm not surprised by her response to why the City Girls broke up, because from the outside looking in, it was clear that they were not in sync and the chemistry was off. So that's nothing new. But it's good to see that she still has her Careshaplease podcast, because I honestly thought after the Diddy controversy that it was it for her podcast. But I'm glad to see that she has that to fall back on, because I don't wish to see a woman down bad, because she still has to provide for her children. So I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But let me know how you guys feel about the interview and if you felt like she got into some things. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Please let me know your thoughts and opinions on all the topics that we spoke on down below in the comment section. Just remember to keep it cute. Like I always like to say, we can agree, disagree, or simply agree to disagree. If you guys have watched all the way through and you like the video and you want to show support, make sure you thumbs up the video, comment down below, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Now that's it. That's all, and I'll see you guys in my next video.